Property prices, boom. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, looks like I'm out, and let's have a look at another article talking about property prices. And well, sadly to everyone who wants it all to come crashing down, hang on, I need to go, here we go. They're apparently booming. So, Australian property prices are continuing to rise, with capital cities now hurtling towards record high prices for houses and units. It's insane, really, if you think about housing in Australia. But can you blame people, honestly? Would you rather rent? Domain's September house price report found the housing market was near full recovery following the downturn in 2022. How is it a downturn? We haven't even reached pre-COVID prices. Yesterday we looked at a financial giga-chad who bought in 2019 in Perth. His place is now nearly doubled in value. You know, it just shows you how demand is frankly insatiable. And I would make the argument I have before that it's going to get worse before it gets better. Across the capital cities, house prices are just $2,000 short and units $5,000 shy of hitting new record highs. Oh, no. In Sydney, the median price of a house is now $1,578,000. In Melbourne, it's $1 million and change. In Brisbane, it's $848,000. That is just crazy. Brisbane's just gone nuts, guys. It has gone nuts. Just in my area, it's just gone crazy. We're never going to be, well, the argument I make when people are comparing it to average or median wages, that you can't do that anymore. It's not the average. You're going to have the class of people that can own houses and property, and those that can't. Australia's changing. Our egalitarian past, I think, is going to be left behind unless we take some radical steps to address the housing affordability issue. And just judging by the Southeast Queensland Regional Plan as an example here for us locally, that's not going to happen. The argument is supply, 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 which is fundamentally one of the issues. But, well, we're not releasing as much land as people hope because we still need to maintain significant food production capacities. They want to densify the cities, and you've got the not in my backyard that'll fight that tooth and nail. And we've got a construction apocalypse which has damaged our ability to construct houses as fast as we need. So all of these things support the price levels that we're seeing. And I know it's not affordable. I know the interest rates are crazy, but people seem to find a bloody way, guys. For units, the median price in Sydney is now $781,000. In Melbourne, it's $573,000, and in Brisbane, it's $495,000 for a unit. September's quarter confirms all Australian capital cities are in recovery or at a price peak, Domain Chief of Research and Economics, Dr. Nicola Powell said. Sydney continues to lead the recovery, with Brisbane close by. By the end of the calendar year, house prices in Sydney and Brisbane are anticipated to recover fully from the 2022 downturn, reaching new records. Adelaide, Perth and Sydney led the charge for house price gains over the September quarter, while Adelaide, Perth and Melbourne saw the biggest unit price gains. Adelaide and Perth's house prices are at an all-time high. For unit, it's Adelaide and Brisbane. The record high numbers are driven by a series of factors: interstate migration, record levels of overseas migration, a tight rental market, and a chronic undersupply. Well, let's have a look. I would argue the interstate migration, we can say a big portion of that has been influenced by various states, let's say, draconian interventions to mitigate the spread of certain viruses. And we're all looking at you, Victoria. Overseas migration, well, it's returning. Life is returning to normal. People are returning to normal, and people want to come to Australia. Just look around the world. Australia's pretty bloody awesome. We're a nice, boring colony on the edge of the planet. A tight rental market. Yep, that's not getting any easier. And chronic undersupply. That is the construction apocalypse right there. We're not going to get... It's going to be a challenge to address that supply issue. And another thing to consider is complexity. The complexity of bills just grows every year as more legislation. Despite the rise, the pace of growth quarter on quarter has eased by roughly a third. Stretched affordability was slightly dampening the pace of growth, Powell said, with quarterly growth eased by roughly one third. If mortgage rates weren't as high, the mortgage rates we have now are barely high. Hang on, I can't. Yep, wait. Let's see. Nope. Okay, I haven't programmed in my mortgage rate slide, but you can imagine I'll bring it up here. It's gone up. Yeah, the cash rate of 0.1 was insane. It wasn't low. It was insane. The cash rate we have now is pretty much normal. This used to be normal. We're just all spoiled. Okay, we're used to insane interest rates. So that's why when we're seeing people getting by on these rates, well, they used to in the past, didn't they? And sure, houses were cheaper then, but also people's earning capacity is higher now too. Remember, you got to compare it to a household's income, not just to individuals, because we're not in the 50s anymore. You can't buy a house with one person working, or you shouldn't. Well, you know what I mean. Households now have two people working. If mortgage rates weren't as high as they currently are, 5.98% for a new owner-occupier, price growth would be faster with the current housing undersupply, Powell said. So where are prices rising the most? Let's have a look. The top 10 suburbs across the capitals that recorded the biggest price increases of the past 12 months and their median value and property type. So, South Headland in WA, really? Okay. 235,000 units up 55.6%. What project's going on over there? Who's buying them all? Parkhurst, 610 grand for houses up 45%. This is in the last 12 months, guys. Glenegg North, 43%, 567. Cairns, 38%, 575. Wayald Playford, 317 grand, up 38%. Hindmarsh Island, 801, up 33%. Barton ACT, up 33 to 835. Kadina, South Australia, up 33, 370. Castledine, up 32% to 548 grand. And Early Beach, up 31% to $500,000 for a unit. There you go, guys. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one, eh? So, there we go. I mean, do you think property is going to crash, guys? I mean, we've had a once-in-a-100-year pandemic and property dripped down a little bit. Then the government intervened and the market overheated. And now we're seeing the consequences of that. So interest rates have gone up from 0.1 to 4%, a significant delta change in your repayments. We're not seeing a flood of non-performing loans and people, forced to sell. Still relatively low. I don't know. It's not going to get any easier, guys. What do you reckon? Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care.